All right, y'all, welcome to the second class of the energetic healing course. Today, we're going to be talking about chakras. I'm your instructor, Black Angel. Some people call me Baba. And the moderator for this class is going to be Cosmic Waters. Cosmic Waters, can you say hello, please?
Hey, y'all.
So Cosmic is going to be making sure I'm on track. And if there's any commands, which there will be, they will be typed in the comments so that you can be able to say these commands to yourself, just in case my country accent kind of throw you off and you're not able to catch on to what I'm saying. Okay, so before we get started, we're going to do a couple of things. One, we're going to do some grounding and releasing some energies that doesn't belong to us, like if you absorb other people's energies. And then we're going to do a collective reading from the Crystal Oracle deck. And then we're going to go into chakras and not only talking about what they are and where they're placed, but actually doing some activation of healing hands and actually doing healings on those chakras as we work through it. So not only will this be like a class, it'll also be like a demonstration at the same time, an interactive demonstration. So today you will be able to heal your chakras, your 7 main chakras as we go through class. Okay, so at this time, I ask everyone to take a deep breath, and I'm going to command that we are all connected to the earth vortex so that we are grounded. So at this time, you're going to feel just like you felt in the first class, your body kind of sinking to the earth, energies being released down at the bottom of your feet. While connected to the earth, we're asking the earth to also pull any emotions, feelings, and energies that doesn't belong to us individually, meaning any energies and feelings that you have absorbed that's not yours, we're going to allow the earth to pull that from us at this time, Ashe. So if you're watching the replay, you can pause the video at this time, allow this process to take place, and then when you feel ready, push play and keep it going. And the next vortex we're going to connect to is divine light, which is around the crown chakra. We're going to connect to the divine light that allows us to be awakened to what we need to see, feel, and hear during this class and healing session. So you may start to feel some energies being pulled upwards above the heart chakra and pulled downward to the earth below the heart chakra. At this time, I'm also going to command that our energies and emotions be stabilized so that we're able to focus and receive what the divine has for us, Ashe. This is going to feel really good. All right. So another thing I was led to do to do with you all is a form of transmutation. When we are doing healing work, connecting to the divine, we have to make sure our vibrations are high, right? Because if you are in low frequencies or low vibrations, you can sometimes attract low vibrating energies that may be around you. So the way to fix that is making sure we check our own energy. So I'm gonna ask you to place your hands over your heart. And you'll just repeat after me. Transmute.
Transmute.
My mind, body, soul, and ego to unconditional love, Ashe. I transmute my mind, body, soul, and ego to unconditional love, Ashe. And as this is happening, you should feel your body start to tingle, vibrate, and you may even start to feel other energies released from you that does not resonate with unconditional love. And you should feel lighter. Should be able to breathe better and just start to feel good overall. Shay? All right, y'all. Now let's go into our collective reading. So the collective reading is going to be coming from the Crystal Oracle deck. I've already pulled a card, and this card for this particular session is going to be Motivate. Motivate. So what it looks like. Motivate is one of those stones that come from, when the meteorites come in and hit the earth. Motivate is also known as one of these stones that bring up really deep emotional trauma. And a lot of people who use Motivate has been told that some people that the energy of it is just too strong. So when you're working with stones like Motivate or petrified wood or smoky quartz, I always say to use those particular stones in sessions. Like don't use them permanently. Don't wear them all the time. Just use them when you're purposely trying to go inside and find something hidden within you that you need to bring out. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. The nickname for Motivate is Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. As you can see, this type of stone that goes so deep within your soul and your spirit, it definitely will be changing you from the inside out. But again, you want to pace yourself so that you don't get stuck in low vibrations. Motivate was created when a giant meteorite slammed into the earth some 11 million years ago, fusing the power of the cosmos with that of Mother Earth. In self-understanding, you are a child of the stars and find the environment of Earth heavy and inert. Motivate raises your vibrations with unflooding cosmic light so that you can feel more at home. You are on a search for the inner grail, awareness of your divine origins. Release ingrained beliefs to make way for spiritual metamorphosis. Again, release ingrained beliefs to make way for spiritual metamorphosis. Detach yourself from mundane issues. You are going through a spiritual transformation so dramatic, changes occur as you reach beyond your limits. Talk to your soul to check the outcome of present actions. Transcend time. Avoid sowing seeds of destruction, fertility, and good fortune awaits. For healing insight, you are far more than a physical body. Harmony at all levels creates your well-being. Soul Path is integration of the physical and the spiritual. Integration of the physical and the spiritual. So one of the main takeaways that I see from this is dealing with releasing the ingrained beliefs, meaning for you to ascend, we have to allow ourselves to let go what no longer serves us, let go of belief systems that no longer serves us, so that the new way of growing spiritually and ascending can come through. Ashe? Now for this particular class, I'm not going to channel Motivate energy, even though I usually do that when I pull from this deck, but I don't want to drop any vibrations low. So when we go through the chakras, anything that needs to be addressed, you'll probably see it during that time, okay? Another main message from this is to remember to go within and talk to your soul, talk to your own soul and say, what do you need from me? What should I be doing to help you get better, right? When you go through your chakras, it's the same thing, right? When we go through these chakras, you're also looking for going within those chakras to figure out what can you do? What do you need? Or what do your chakras need to be healed and operate properly? So before we go on to the chakras, is there any questions or comments before we move on to the next part? You can unmic, say what you have to say at this time. All right, I guess we're good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the next segment, which is talking about the chakras, identifying them, and the placement of the chakras as well, okay? I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to an image that everybody should be able to see right now. Okay, so this is what the chakras, the description of the chakras, the colors associated with it, the names, etc. Okay, when dealing with the chakras, always remember, you always want to start from the first chakra, which is down here at the bottom, the root chakra, and it's associated with the color red. Your chakras go from 1 to 7, your 7 main chakras. Now, you've probably heard a lot of people talking about third eye, awakening their third eye. Keep in mind that the third eye is the 6th chakra, the 6th. So before opening your upper chakras, you want to always make sure you start at the root and heal going upward when working with chakras. Now, what is a chakra? A chakra is Sanskrit for the word wheel, meaning a spinning wheel of energy. Think of it as a vortex of energy, energy center spinning clockwise that absorbs the good and spits out the bad in that particular area of the body. These chakras not only help attune particular areas of the physical body, but they also deal with some of our emotions and spiritual things that may be going on within us, to include mental. So when we align and heal our chakras, we're not just healing the physical part of us, we're also healing the emotional and the spiritual and the mental part of us as well. So looking at the root chakra here at the bottom, now the color may be looking a little off depending on your screen, but the color for root chakra is red. It's red. And the root chakra deals with exactly just that, the root, trust, family. It deals with stability and money and career, belief systems, all the things that we have a foundation of, right? Where we grow up believing, our family foundation, anything that deals with survival. This is our root chakra. The root chakra is going to be at the base of the spine, the very base of the spine, and it's going to deal with the legs. The legs, ankles, feet, that's going to be all of the root chakra. So when you think about your feet, your legs, your knees, this is where you have stability, right? Support, your needs of support. So this is a way to remember where the root chakra is placed. Okay, the next chakra is the sacral, which is right above the root chakra. The sacral chakra is going to be located in the pelvis area. It's going to be located in the pelvis area. And it's going to be associated, with the color orange. That's what it's going to be associated with. Pelvis area associated with the color orange. Your sacral chakra is the first step where creativity is formed. Your creativity starts in the sacral. This is also where having balanced emotions. This is also where sexuality and sensuality. This is also where the Kundalini is the strongest. And the Kundalini deals with basically your life force energy that you're born with that weaves in and out of the chakras. Okay, going up to the next chakra. The next chakra is the solar plexus. Some people call it the navel chakra. This is pretty much right on the belly button. And this is associated with the color yellow. Now, when we think of solar plexus, this is where your personal power is, your personal power. You may have heard people talking about making sure you have a strong core, right? So when it comes to the chakras, this is the core. This is where the strength of your being is. This is also where you have confidence and you have joy and bliss. The color yellow is also associated with happiness, right? So when you feel empowered, you typically have peace and happiness. So remember, This is your chakra of personal power. Okay, going right above to the next chakra, this will be the fourth one. This is the heart chakra. The heart chakra associated with the color green. Now, there are some folks, when they work with the heart chakra, they may use the color pink when dealing with unconditional love. So when we get into using energy and looking at colors, it's okay to use either the green for the heart chakra or using the pink, especially if your focus for the heart chakra is unconditional love. The heart chakra is the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine within us. Okay, it's very important to know. The heart chakra is the balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine within us. So I'll give you a little time to capture that, because that's going to be very important throughout the rest of this course. Now, the heart chakra is also the balance between the lower chakras and the upper chakras. The heart chakra is the balance between the lower chakras and the upper chakras. And with that being said, the lower chakras, the chakras below the heart chakra, are masculine chakras. The chakras above the heart chakra is going to be the feminine chakras. Also, the heart chakra is the yin and yang. You remember what that symbol looks like, the black and the white? That's also the heart chakra as well. It's pretty much all dealing with balance. Now, the heart chakra also is associated with love, particularly self-love, because as you love yourself, you attract others that love you too, right? So where love and compassion sits, positive attitude, this all sits in the heart chakra. When the heart chakra, we're going to go into the elements, but the heart chakra, if it's thrown off, it can throw off chakras above and below. So even though we start healing at the root chakra, there are times where we may start at the heart chakra when there's dealing with grief and other issues like that. All right, let's go up to the fifth chakra, which is the throat chakra. The throat chakra, okay? The throat chakra deals with the neck and the lungs, okay? This is where our vocals, our ability to like speak your truth. This also is associated with self-acceptance, like how you talk to yourself. This is expression. If you have issues with expressing yourself, it may be some issues in the throat chakra, but it's also the place in the throat chakra where your good expression comes from, right? So someone who is a public speaker or a teacher, for example, it's important to make sure your third eye or your throat chakra, I'm sorry, is always up to par to keep the words coming out like they need to. Associated with the color blue, it's more of a light blue, kind of like a sky blue, but it's blue. The throat chakra also is associated with like how you speak to others, right? If a person speaks very kindly, they may have a healed throat chakra. A person who speaks negatively to others may have a throat chakra that needs some healing. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, going up to the sixth chakra, this is the one that everybody focuses on. This is the third eye chakra, the third eye chakra. It is the color of blue, but it's more of an indigo color. So it's like a darker blue color. The third eye is located between the eyebrows, right in the middle, going straight into the middle of the brain. Some people even look at the third eye as the brow chakra because of where it's located. This is the chakra that deals with receiving from the divine, receiving. This is where your imaginations and your dreams and your visions come in. This is also a chakra dealing with the ability to sense. So it is also a part of your intuition. It's a part of your intuition. The third eye allows you to see like a big picture. It allows you to have awareness of what's going on around you. So the third eye is definitely a very important chakra, okay? We just gotta make sure we take care of the ones below before we open it. Okay. Going up to the seventh chakra, this is going to be the crown chakra, and the color for the crown chakra is going to be violet. Now, this is going to be the only chakra out of the 7 main chakras that doesn't sit on the spine. This particular chakra sits on top of the head. Crown chakra sits on the top of the head. And it's a very important chakra. If you think when we have babies, right? They always say, make sure you protect the crown, make sure you protect the crown, because the crown chakra is what connects you to divine source. The crown chakra connects you to divine source. It connects you to your divine ancestors and angels and archangels and God and whatever deities that you work with. The crown chakra is literally your direct connection between the spiritual and the physical. Okay, so those are the 7 main chakras, and we're gonna open the floor for any comments or questions, and then we're gonna go into actually working and healing each chakra, starting from the root chakra up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this screen share, and if there's anybody have any questions or comments, you know, please go ahead and on mic and go ahead and say what you have to say. Any questions so far about chakras? Any comments? Okay.
So I don't have a question, but a quick comment. For the heart chakra, what I was seeing is, because I know you mentioned 2 colors, the green and the pink. So what I was seeing is if somebody was to heal their heart chakra, they would go in with the green and then also layer it with the pink. So it's like a double effect. As they heal, they're also infusing the unconditional love energy into it as well.
Ashe. All right, thank you for that addition. So that was from our moderator, Cosmic Waters here. So when we get to the heart chakra portion, we'll make sure to do that, and I'm sure she'll remind me too, just to make sure I don't forget. Thank you for that. Ashe. Okay, so at this
One
time,
question.
oh, go ahead. Yep.
You said at the heart chakra, there's the feminine and the male, and I forgot where they're located.
So it's the divine feminine and divine masculine.
Mm-hmm.
And they're located in the heart chakra. The right side of the body is going to be divine masculine. The left side of the body is going to be divine feminine.
Okay, got it.
All right. So we're going to start with the root chakra, but before we go into that, we're first going to make sure our hands are activated, healing hands, okay? We're going to make sure that energy, healing energy, is able to be channeled through our hands, so that as we use our hand placements to heal our chakras, we know we're going to be good to go. So again, this is going to be similar to Reiki, but what we're going to do is use divine healing light. Divine healing light. Okay, you might want to write that down, because when you channel this energy, you want to make sure the type of energy you channel is, what you want. So the reason why we use divine healing light is because divine is going to guide the healing energy where it needs. Light not only, helps release negative energy, but light can also bring light to any issues that's happening in that particular chakra as well. So again, divine healing light is the energy we're going to channel into our chakras as we heal them. We're going to go over some of the ailments that each chakra can produce when they're unbalanced or blocked. And then we're going to heal those ailments with our hands. So at this time, I'm going to ask that you place your hands either up like this or in front of you, but just to lift your hands. And then I'm going to command at this time that your hands are activated to channel divine healing light. Ashe. You may start to feel your hands tingle. You may feel them get warm, but you definitely should start to feel some kind of energy movement through your hands. If you're having trouble feeling the energies through your hands, then you may need to say to yourself, I allow divine healing light to channel through me. Ashe. I allow divine healing light to channel through me. Ashe. Okay, so we'll give about 30 seconds to allow everyone to start feeling that energy coming through their hands. You may even feel it through your whole body, but you definitely want to make sure you feel it in the hands, okay? Another note, just when working with your hands for healing, you want to make sure they're clean because it can help you from channeling residual energies that might attach to your hands. So it's always good to wash your hands prior to using any or doing any healing with them. That's why my hands be ashy a lot. You know what I'm saying? So we all be talking about my hands ashy. That's why, because they clean. All right. So, all right. So let's go to the root chakra. We're going to start with the root and we're going to go upwards. So I'm going to share my screen to elements of the root chakra. You all should be seeing that at this time. Okay. So again, we talked about the chakras, affecting not just the physical body, but also the spirit, the emotions, the mental, right? So when the root chakra is blocked or unbalanced, you can have pain in the lower body, feet, knees, hips, right? Legs, sciatica pain, digestive issues, prostate issues for men, eating disorders, immune system problems. In the mental category, we have depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, feeling of not belonging, jealousy, codependency, indecisiveness, phobias, and addictions. Now, when you look at that, right, when we talk about the root problem, these are mostly issues that typically stem from childhood. So a lot of your root chakra issues, you may have to actually visualize your childhood to see what part of your childhood these ailments stem from. When the root chakra is blocked and not flowing properly, we have issues with financial stability, hunger, shelter, and strain on relationships. Again, going back to childhood to figure out what part of us that is assisting in this ailment that we're having, right? Sometimes you will find that some of the physical pain that you're having is coming from something that's happening in the mental problems. Meaning if I'm dealing with depression, though depression may be in my head space, the root of it is from my root chakra. There's something in my stability that I'm not happy with. There's something in my childhood I might not be happy with. So even though depression affects the mental in the head, I may have, heaviness in my legs. I may have heaviness in my legs just on one side, which means if it's the left side, it's the mother side. So there's an issue with the mother side of my family or with the mother in general. If it's from the right leg, it's going to be from the father side. So sometimes, again, it can be an emotion or a feeling that actually affects you in the physical. The more I healed a lot of the mental issues I was dealing with, the more my sciatica I noticed started to go away. And my sciatica doesn't come back unless I deal with one of these elements in the mental. You see? Okay, so now that we understand some of the elements of the root chakra, when healing a chakra, there's 3 key commands that you want to say at a minimum to heal them. And that's to open, balance, and heal. Open, balance, and heal. And you can even add a 4th word, which is align. So you can go open, balance, heal, align. It's all about intentions, right? So when placing your hands for the chakras, our intentions is going to be to open, balance, heal, align, and to release all ailments in that chakra. Again, to release all the ailments or heal the ailments in that chakra, whichever words come to you. So when using hands to heal the root chakra, hand placements is best on the thighs, either on top of the thighs or the knees or on the side of the upper legs. Those are good places to place your hands when healing the root chakra. So at this time, go ahead and place your hands on the root chakra, anywhere on the legs, mainly the upper legs is better. Your hands are already activated for healing. And again, the first command is to open, balance, heal, and align your root chakra. And then when you feel led, then you can also say release or heal the ailments of the root chakra, of your root chakra. Now, once this command is said, you should start to feel maybe some tingling in the legs. You should start feeling maybe your muscles in your legs start to pulsate a little bit, depending on where healing is needed. And you may also feel energy even above the root chakra, because sometimes what's going on in the root chakra can also affect the upper chakras as well. This is why we start at the bottom and we work our way up. So for demonstration purposes and confirmation, is there anybody who would like to describe what they are feeling at this time? And that also includes if someone's not maybe sure what they're feeling.
So for me, I felt the energy within my legs, and more so like a tingly sensation right on the left side of my lower back, which makes sense because, I deal with the sciatica pain over there. So I felt, especially when I said the ailments part, I felt that energy intensely there. So it was like a tingly sensation with a little bit of coolness, but you could just feel like the rush of energy flowing through the legs.
Oh, nice. So can I ask also, where did you put your hand placements at?
I put mine directly on top of my legs, like on top of my thigh area.
Okay, good, gotcha, thank you. Anybody else?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I feel lighter around my ankles and my feet area. And I seen like a heart shape, but it was like a unk. And it was the color red.
Interesting. Okay. What I'm hearing with that, when you said that, is that it's making sure your foundation is of love.
Okay.
Making sure your foundation is of love. So this may be maybe also focusing, pushing some pink unconditional love energy into the root chakra. Now, I'll be honest, it's not something I've ever thought of until right now, but that's what I'm getting off of what you said.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Making sure my foundation is of love.
I say. Okay, all right. So hopefully everybody else is also feeling that. Is anybody else that wanted to talk about it, or we're good? Okay, all right. So that's the root chakra. Now we're going to move up to the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra. We're going to address the ailments in the sacral. Okay, everybody should be able to see that. Now, the sacral chakra, again, is located in the pelvis area, associated with the color orange. So physical problems, menstrual problems. A lot of times when I meet ladies who have issues in that area, I go directly to the sacral chakra. And once I help heal that sacral chakra, I notice that their menstrual cycles become more balanced and regulated. And usually they start to align with the moon cycle. So that's one of the key things that you can do for yourself if you're a gal, or if you have children who started their cycles, you can also help heal their menstruals with that as well. I have 4 daughters, and every time they come to me and say, "Daddy, my cramps," and I'd be like, "Come here, baby," and then I just send healing to their sacral chakra, and then they feel good. They're good to go. Okay, we got urinary problems, infertility. We also have lower back pain, spleen, kidney, gallbladder issues. Anytime we're doing healing on the sacral, though that these particular physical parts of the body is not located in that area, it feeds up to those particular organs, okay? The mental problems associated with it could be unbalanced emotions, guilt, codependency, just like in the root chakra, creative blocks. Remember that this is the creative chakra. Apathy, which deals with little pleasure in doing things, like you just don't feel like doing anything. Detachment, overly sensitive, emotional outbursts, overeating, being manipulative. Okay. Now, being manipulative is not always intentional. There are some people that are just crying out for help. There are some people that are just looking for love or looking for some sort of comfort, and they may manipulate to get it, right? But it's a symptom of something being thrown off in their sacral. There's some pain, there's some suffering, some trauma going on. Quality of life problems will be unhealthy, intimate relationships, a sense of purpose or lack thereof. So when we're talking about unhealthy, intimate relationships, let's say if there's someone that's kind of promiscuous, right? They may be feeling that way, trying to find balance within themselves. And believe it or not, intimacy, sex, right, can help balance the sacral chakra. You ever, okay, I'm finna get a little crazy here, right? We all grown. So you ever heard when somebody says they're angry or they're hangry or they're just throwing a fit, and then somebody says, "Girl or guy, you need to go get you some," right? That's actually a real thing. It's trying to say you need to balance and open your sacral chakra. That's the energy behind those words, right? Now that doesn't mean that you have to be intimate with somebody else. You can be intimate with yourself and get the same effect. But that's why it actually works. You actually find that being intimate with someone can actually cure headaches. And it does it because, again, it's healing the sacral chakra, which also is attached to the third eye chakra. So when also you have creative blocks or what is called writer's block, somebody who likes to write poems or stories or books, when you have those blockages, it would make sense to go to the head, to the mind, to say maybe my mind is clouded. But because creativity starts in the sacral, you actually got to go down there to start the healing. for your creative blocks. So when dealing with the sacral chakra for healing, one of the places I like to place my hands would either be near the groin. So you have your special area, and I usually place my hands right on the side in the groin area, or you can place your hands right above your special area below the navel. That's also a place to place your hands for healing. Now, if I'm doing healing on someone else, I'm not going to place my hands between, on the groin. I'm going to place my hands right below the navel. Okay. And you want to do that for, you want to respect the area, right? So at this time, we're going to take our healing hands and we're going to place them either in the groin area or below the navel. And again, the command: open, balance, heal, and align the sacral chakra and heal or release all ailments associated with the sacral chakra. Ashe. So just like the root chakra, as the healing is taking place in the sacral, you may feel pulsating happening, a little bit of cramping that comes and goes as energies are being released. You may even feel a little bit in the head space because, again, the sacral chakra works with the third eye chakra when it comes to creativity. Now, when healing these chakras, it is also normal to poot a little bit, okay? Because the sacral chakra also deals with the digestive system as well. So if you start pooting, just let it on out, but it's normal, okay? Okay. Okay, let's gonna come out the screen share. Oh, actually, I'll leave it up. Is there anyone who would like to talk about what they felt during this healing? I'll tell you what I felt. I felt a lot of gas moving around in my lower stomach. I felt a lot of gas moving, and I almost felt like I could hear like my stomach growl a little bit, but it's mostly gases. I also noticed pressure off my lower back went away as well. So that's pretty dope. Anybody else?
I feel cramps.
You feel cramps? You still feel them?
Mhm.
Okay. So as the healing continues, those cramps will start to eventually, go away, and then everything will feel. Go ahead.
My breathing shifted.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
And shifted in a good way?
In a good way.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then there was like a pulsating movement in the stomach area.
Uh-huh. Wow. So that means whatever cleared in your sacral, it also clears something that maybe was going on in your throat chakra as well.
Right. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Love it.
Mm.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We're going to move on to the next chakra, which is going to be the solar plexus. Solar plexus. Now, I know we're going through these kind of fast for the sake of class, but when you do these on your own, right, take your time and use your intuition when to move on to the next chakra. You may spend 5 or 6 minutes in one chakra before going on to the next. Okay. Another thing about healing your own chakras, you may find you may fall asleep while healing them. That's kind of normal too, because it's like when you start to heal your own chakras, you become so relaxed, and next thing you know, you are out. Okay. When you wake up, just try to remember where you started off last and try to go back to that spot and then finish doing the rest of your chakras. Okay, solar plexus, the personal power. The solar plexus ailments deals with low metabolism, poor digestion, glycemic issues. We're talking about like diabetes, blood sugar issues, fatigue. Okay, so with fatigue, right? I'm going to give you a little something with this. Usually fatigue deals with being drained. Cosmic was saying before class how allowing people to take from your cup, right? Allowing people to dig in your cup and take your energy. A lot of fatigue comes from that. Okay, so if you have issues with fatigue, the first thing you want to do is call your life force energy back to you. Call back your life force energy that may have been siphoned or any that you may have kind of leaked out by trying to heal everybody in the world. So that's one of the main ways to cure that fatigue. Okay, we got liver problems, ulcers, okay? Think of this when we're talking about the physical body. When the energy centers are thrown off or they're not filtering energy, that energy becomes stagnant. And when energy becomes stagnant, it starts to deteriorate that part of the physical body, right? So if a person is dealing with anger, for example, down here in the mental problems, that anger is going to stagnate the solar plexus. And when the anger stagnates the solar plexus, then you're going to start to have problems with like ulcers, all right, fatigue, because your energy is being shifted to anger, low metabolism, like all these things start to happen, even poor digestion, because since that chakra isn't moving, you might have some inflammation in the stomach. So you have to be really careful that understanding that these chakras gotta move, they gotta keep moving. So if you're having issues with any of the mental issues, you wanna heal that so that you don't have the physical issues to go along with it. All right, in the mental problems, we're talking about low self-esteem, low confidence, no sense of purpose, decision-making problems, anger, unmotivated, addiction, depression or apathy, and insecurity. So as you can see, some of these elements we also see in the sacral chakra and the root chakra. So again, you can see how each chakra can feed to the next one, right? Quality of life problems is feeling stuck, like especially at a job, unable to imagine a better future for yourself. This is someone who just don't see life getting better for them at all. Can even lead to suicidal thoughts and feelings. Abundance problems, feeling as if you don't have everything you want. Feeling as if you don't have everything you want. One of the main fixes for that is to have gratitude for what you do have, right? And as you have gratitude for what you do have, then this feeling of not having everything you want will start to go away, and you will actually start to manifest the things that you want. So just remember to have gratitude, Ashe. Now, the solar plexus again is located at the belly button. So we're gonna take our healing hands and you can actually place it on the east side of the belly button, or you can place one hand on top of the other on top of the belly button with those same commands: open, balance, heal, align, release, and heal all ailments in the solar plexus. Ashe. So let's take some time. Let's do that now. Okay, at this time, if anybody want to come out the mic and just talk a little bit about what you're experiencing, that would be great.
I feel kind of like butterflies in my stomach.
Okay.
Um, I feel cool. And then when I close my eyes, I see a yellow bow, like just a tied in a knot, just a yellow bow.
Hmm, okay.
I don't know what that means.
When I think of yellow bows, right, I kind of think about like the military, and soldiers deployed overseas. There's always a yellow bow, wishing happiness and peace, safety um, on the soldiers, right? So when you think of your solar plexus, again, that's dealing with your personal power. That yellow bow can very well show you like it's okay to have happiness and peace and to remind you that you are safe, you know? And also, okay, I'm also here to remind you that, you're not forgotten about. Like there are people who are out here that love you and wish good for you. And so for you to know that um, you're not alone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Thank you for sharing that.
I saw a yellow butterfly.
Okay.
And I just feel this, I guess I could just feel like it turning inside, like where my hands are, where my belly button is. I just feel like the circular, and I just see the butterfly. That's what I saw and felt.
So you feel the circulation of the energy churning, making
Yes,
that
I do.
motion.
Mhm.
Okay, good stuff. And then a yellow butterfly. We know butterflies deals with what? New beginnings. And in this sense, it could be letting you know that there's a new happiness, getting ready to come in your life. There may be a shift that's happening. Maybe you're moving differently. And because you're moving differently, happiness and abundance is going to be coming in, because that is also one of the elements was abundance problems, right? So this new butterfly image could be telling you, hey, look, some good things about to happen now. We're about to have some good feelings, and we're about to make some good moves, and everything's gonna be well. Well, Shay, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
I felt peace come over me and the body became relaxed.
Oh, Shay,
Mhm.
Shay, I liked it. I like it. I felt something similar to that too. I felt like my whole body from upper and lower down my legs. It's like the energy just spread throughout, and then I just felt more calm. And so that's pretty dope. Thank you for sharing that. All right, y'all, we are doing really good. We're going to move on to our heart chakra. Remember, the heart chakra is the balance between the upper and lower chakras. It's the balance between divine masculine and feminine. It deals with unconditional love and all of that, right? So when we have ailments in the heart chakra, we can have issues with chest pain, poor circulation, blood pressure issues, respiratory issues. The mental problems associated with it is grief, jealousy, hatred, despair, greed, manipulative, judgmental, and overcritical. Quality of life problems is poor relationships, poor self-love, and poor decision making. Now, when we go back to the mental problems that are associated with it, one of the things I have found in healing myself and others, hatred is one of those energies that will deteriorate your heart chakra and the rest of your body quickly, meaning it will physically make you sick. It will physically make you sick. So if you are dealing with hatred energy, even if you don't think that you are, it's still good to self-check it every now and again, because sometimes we deal with energies subconsciously that we're not aware of. So keep that in mind. I have found again that hate energy weighs very heavily on the physical body, and it makes the physical body feel sick very fast. Okay. Another one to pay attention to is grief. Pay attention to grief. Remember, grief is not just about losing someone in the physical, someone dying, right? Grief can be the loss of anything. It could be the loss of a friendship. It can be the loss of an item that you have sentimental, how you say this? Hold on. that you care about a lot. It'll come to me in a minute. When I hear my throat chakra, it'll come back to me, okay? Sentimental values, there it is, okay, boom. So maybe you lost something that's close to you like that. Maybe there was a job that you didn't get or one that you were like released from. It can be an experience that you wanted to have that didn't happen. All of those can be associated with grief. So when we heal in our heart chakra, we got to make sure that we don't limit the ailments to just a particular thing. Allow those ailments to be healed from all parts of us that may be suffering from that particular ailment, right? Now, why would manipulative be in the heart chakra? If we don't feel love, then just like in the sacral, we may feel like we need to manipulate somebody to love us. So we got to be real careful with that. You might not know that you're doing it, but your subconscious definitely is doing it. When we don't have love of self, we can be judgmental towards others. So when we hit our solar plexus, which is our personal power and our confidence and our esteem, then our heart chakra can also be healed from being judgmental towards others. Okay, so one of the best ways or one of the ways we're going to go ahead and heal the heart chakra sits at the sternum. So at the breastbone, right in the center at the sternum. And you can do it by either crossing your hands over your heart or placing your hands on top of each other, placing it right on top of the sternum. Again, the commands: open, balance, heal, align, heal, and release all ailments of the heart chakra. Ashe. So let's heal our heart chakra at this time. Okay, I want to, before I ask anyone to come off their mic, I want to say that as I'm doing this, you will notice that when healing your chakras, even from the front, you can feel sometimes the energies moving around in the back, right? In the spine, off to the left or the right side of the spine. For me, I feel my muscles pulsating and moving around right to the right side of the spine on the back. So even back issues can be healed through healing your chakras from the front, okay? So just keep that in mind because we can't always reach our hands back there to place healing on them. So anybody at this time, come off your mic and share with us what you're feeling, seeing, hearing. Greatly appreciate it.
My back hurt right now, and I seen green frogs on some little lily pads, I guess.
You said your back is hurting?
Yeah, like I felt pressure on my back. Like it wasn't pressure there before,
Oh,
but I can't say hurt, but pressure.
so when you have that pressure, thank you for sharing that. So when you have a pressure in a chakra, that may be a blockage. And the healing energy is trying to push through that chakra, right? To fully unblock it. So add a command for that to unblock the heart chakra. And let's see if that pressure goes away because now the energy can actually push through it. Anyone else? While she does that, I'll come back to her to check on her. Anybody else would like to talk about what they're experiencing?
I saw like a green, like a kind of like a field with a lot of like grass, like kind of like blowing in the wind. And I saw like a ring pop up in my head. That's what I felt.
You
And I
said
saw
a ring?
a ring, like kind of like a wedding ring.
Oh, a
Like a
ring.
wedding ring, a ring, yes.
Hmm.
And I saw, yeah. And I saw like a valley with green grass just kind of blowing in the wind.
Wow. Well, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Okay. Like, might got some things happening in the future. Okay. She said ring. She's country like me a little bit, y'all. So I thought she said rain. She said,
You should just say a ring, yeah.
thank you for sharing that. Going back to the young lady with the pressure in the back, are you still feeling that? Or did that?
It released now. It released.
Okay. And it released by you commanding to unblock that chakra, right?
Yes. So once I did the command to unblock, it was released.
Okay, good stuff. So that's another command that can be added. Open, balance, heal, align, unblock. Okay. Okay, thank you for sharing. All right, y'all. We're gonna move on to the throat chakra. The throat chakra. Throat chakra is located in the neck, and it also deals with the lungs as well. Some of the elements in the throat chakra is going to be sore throat, laryngitis, swollen glands, those glands in the throat, thyroid problems, voice problems, TMJ, gum or tooth issues. Now, what I have found in my experience, right, when there are words that are stuck in your throat, meaning you haven't been able to say what you need to say, or maybe what you're trying to say, the person who's supposed to receive what you're saying is not listening, they're not hearing you, or you don't say it because you feel like no one will believe you. When the energy of those words get stuck in your throat, especially if they're negative words, right? I notice a lot, those people start to have issues with thyroid, start to have thyroid issues because those negative words start to deteriorate the thyroid in that area. Same thing with the vocals and the glands, having a sore throat. So one of the ways to keep your throat chakra healed is to speak your truth as much as you can. Even if you can't speak it to the person maybe that you want to speak it to, you can always imagine that person and speak to them with your mouth, right? Or you can go into a silent space and just speak out loud the words that you want to get out, but you have to get those words out so that it's not stuck in your throat causing the ailments. And this can also include writing. You can write the words out as well. So if you want to write a letter to yourself, or write a letter to that person and then burn it up because they may not be in receive mode, you can do that as well. And that'll help clear your throat chakra and help heal these physical issues. The mental problems associated with throat chakra: addiction, quiet. Let me go back to addiction. Addiction typically is going to be dealing with cigarettes. When I do healings to remove addiction associated with cigarettes, that's usually where I feel it is in the throat chakra. Okay, problems with decision making, no authority, dishonest tendencies, confused about self, problems expressing oneself, and trouble finding words. Okay, so when we look at decision-making issues in the throat chakra, this could mean like you're not saying what you want. And because you're not saying it, you're not getting it. Same thing with no authority. Maybe you feel like your words don't have a place. Maybe you feel like your words don't have any authority over your own feelings and actions and the things that you want to do. Dishonest tendencies. Basically, person who lie because the throat chakra is blocked. They may tend to speak in ways that's like, come on, bro, yeah. Quality of life problems is being taken advantage of. That goes back to being quiet. You're not saying anything, so you're being taken advantage of. Not progressing in life, work, or relationships. We always say that when it comes to any type of relationships, whether it's work, intimate, friendships, right? It's all about communication. So if you're not communicating, then it's going to be hard to have progression in those areas, right? Unable to get what you want. There's a saying that a closed mouth don't get fed, right? So got to make sure we, again, speak our truth, say what it is that you want, even if somebody doesn't agree, it's still about what you want, right? And when you speak into the universe what you want, then the universe will also align you with what you want. So when healing the throat chakra, taking the hands and placing them right at the neck, right below the neck mostly. You don't want to like choke yourself, okay? We want to just place them right at the base of the neck, one hand over the other, with the intentions of what? Open, balance, heal, unblock, align, and healing and releasing the ailments of the throat chakra. Ashe. Now, another method of healing the throat chakra is placing one hand on the front of the neck and another hand on the back of the neck. That's also another way to do it. If you're comfortable to do it, I find it comfortable to just put both hands in the front, but you can do it that way as well. Okay, how's our my voice? My voice changed. How's everybody feeling? Does anybody want to express the experience they're feeling at this time? I can actually feel my voice changing inside. Anybody? Anybody like to share their experience? Okay, well, I'll share for me. Definitely feel energy movement at the base of my throat, mainly around the vocals. And I also felt a release of tension in the lower back of my head while doing that as well, which is pretty dope. And then of course, I can feel my voice getting a lot clearer, which I'm appreciative for that. I purposely did not heal my chakras before class so that we could like see a live demonstration of how you can feel the changes when you actually work on your chakras.
So I'll share.
Okay.
So for me, the placement of, I put my left hand in the front and then my right hand was in the back of my neck.
Okay.
I like that better. I felt the energy better, like as far as going throughout my throat chakra. So I don't know, that worked better for me.
Okay.
And when I did it that way, because I tried both placements that you had, when I did it that way, I actually felt the energy moving in my third eye, which was interesting.
Hmm.
So it's like it went up and traveled through my head.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I get you because, like I said, I felt that in the back of my head at the bottom. So yeah, it definitely did travel up that way. Thank you for sharing that. So that means the throat chakra must have done some type of healing in the third eye as well. Something in the third eye was being affected by the throat chakra. Okay, thank you. All right, y'all. We're gonna go on to the next chakra. This is that chakra that everybody wants to heal until they get it healed, and then they be like, "Oh no, this is too much." Because remember, the third eye chakra deals with visions and being able to have clairvoyance, meaning to see images, to see spirits, to have dreams. So these things come in a lot clearer when your third eye chakra is healed. Some physical problems deal with headaches, vision problems, insomnia, sinus issues, stress, hearing problems, nausea, dizziness, and ear problems. So as you can see, when there's blockages in the third eye chakra, a lot of issues in the entire head starts to take place, because the third eye chakra, for the most part, is the entire head, right? So ears, eyes, nose, mouth, sinuses, all of that is part of the third eye chakra, okay? When it comes to the mental problems, we got poor decision making, because obviously the mind is foggy when the third eye is blocked. We have anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, self-doubt, memory issues, mental fog, hallucinations, paranoia, delusions. And there's a lot of people out here to be delusional. Maybe I just start just tapping people third eye, be like, hey, you wake up. So quality of life problems is poor life choices, relationship struggles, and struggling through life. So when you think of the third eye, right, this is the chakra that deals with vision. When you don't have vision, it's hard for you to navigate through this world, right? If you don't know where you're going, if you can't see where you're going, if you just completely mentally fogged, it's hard to navigate. Sometimes being mentally fogged can also spill into other parts of the chakras, where you start to feel depressed and you start to feel angry because you can't figure out what's going on with yourself, right? And so healing the third eye is very important. However, again, you want to just make sure you're healing those lower chakras as well. Healing the third eye heals the sinuses, because it can release any anger energy that you may be holding, any frustration energy there. Stress tends to also cause issues in the sinuses, and in the middle of the head. You might feel a lot of pressure there. The stress contributes to the headaches. So sometimes it's not going to be one element, it's going to be multiple elements feeding into each other, causing the physical problem. So when healing the third eye chakra, some of the hand placements you can do is placing both hands directly over the face. You can place one hand on the forehead by the eyebrows and one in the back of the head, or placing both hands on the side of the ears. Because again, third eye chakra is pretty much the entire head minus the brain. So open, balance, heal, unblock, align, heal and release the elements of the third eye chakra. Ashe. So I tried all three placements, and for me, I felt it more when I had my hands over the ears. Now, when you start to heal your third eye chakra, right, the pineal gland, which is a little peanut-sized gland that sits right underneath the brain, you will start to hear and feel kind of like a crackling sound going on in that gland. And again, it's in the middle of the head, but you're kind of hear it and you're kind of feel it. It's like a crackling, which basically means it's being decalcified so that it can, open and be able to channel the energy that it's supposed to. Now, one of the other ways to help continuously heal your third eye chakra is darkness, right? Especially when you sleep in the dark. I particularly like to sleep with an eye mask. I have my little green little avocado eye mask, but I like to sleep with that over my eyes so that my third eye is in complete darkness, so that my dreams can come in clearer. Also, by sleeping in the dark or being in the dark helps the third eye create melatonin. And melatonin is used to aid in sleep, right? So being in the dark when it's time to go to bed um, will help your third eye create the melatonin that you need so that you can, fall asleep easier and have a more restful sleep. Okay, anybody would like to share the experiences with the third eye, with the third eye healing that we're doing?
When I put my hands over my ears, it was like my head felt like it was floating. It felt funny. Like once I did it, like, and then what I seen my third eye actually, and then it blinked, like kind of like jump. Like I was like, whoa, what does that mean? Like it moved.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Like it's it's been activated a little bit more. I know your third eye is activated already, but sometimes we can still ascend a little bit more in our third eye, and that's what it feels like to me. And
yeah,
I agree with you. When I put my hands over my ears, I did feel it more, and it felt kind of weird. It almost felt wavy, like
yeah. Like your head was something like I don't know. Like it was. I can't explain it, but it feels funny.
yeah, it felt kind of wavy like, and then that's when I started to hear that crackling sound going on, and that crackling sound is what you want to hear. That's a good.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Okay, is
Thank you.
there anybody else that want to share before we move on?
I felt, well, not felt, I saw, I saw like the shutters kind of like the shutters opening is what I saw. And the same thing as her, like I saw like a blinking after like the shutters moved out the way, then I saw like a blink.
Oh yeah. So the shutters could be representing that your third eye is opening, right? So that might mean you had some blinders placed over your vision. Maybe you weren't able to see, you're not able to see as clear in your third eye because of that. And so being able to see an image of shutters opening is a reflection of basically saying that your third eye chakra, your vision now should start to come in. Have you had issues with dreams before, right?
Yes, I have. Yes.
So this should definitely make your dreams come in a lot more clear now that the shutters are now opening, and use that as a healing modality, right? Anytime you feel like your third eye, you're not able to see through it, just imagine a shutter and open it with those intentions, right? So when you open it with that intentions, you know that you're opening your third eye back up. Make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, when one is doing intuitive work, would that be a good idea to go to the third eye and do some healing first?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because you're gonna need that third eye to receive that message. So yeah,
Right.
recommend doing that. Absolutely, good question.
Okay.
Right. All right, y'all. We're gonna move on to the last chakra, which is going to be crown chakra. Okay. Remember, the crown chakra sits on top of the head, and even though it sits on top of the head and it's not connected to the spine, it does deal with the brain. It does deal with the brain. So when I see people who may have issues with overthinking, it's usually the crown chakra that needs balancing. So even though overthinking is not necessarily listed here, it is definitely a symptom when a crown chakra is overactive. Okay. So physical problems, we have neurological problems, headaches, nerve pain, physiological problems or disorders, uh, Alzheimer's, and insomnia. Okay. Some of the mental problems going to be loneliness, inability to connect with others, feeling of being lost, confusion about one's direction, frustration, discontent, depression, spiritually disconnected. Quality of life problems is going to be poor relationships, poor life choices, and self-destructive behavior. So if you remember in the beginning, right, I said the crown chakra is directly connected to source. It connects you to God, to the universe, to your divine ancestors and angels. And so when you look at some of the mental problems like frustration, for example, and discontent and just being disconnected, it's like when that crown chakra is not active, when it's not connected, these elements come because of that disconnect to divine source, right? Like if you don't know where you're going, if you're not connected to divine source, then your third eye will have trouble receiving the messages from the divine. And if you can't receive the messages from the divine, that's going to be frustrating, right? It's going to be frustrating. You may have an inability to connect with others because, again, if we're all supposed to be connected to source and I'm disconnected from source, then I might have trouble connecting with others. When we have some of these ailments, it can affect some of these physical problems, just like the regular, the other chakras as well. So just keep that in mind as well. Now the crown chakra, again, it sits on the top of the head and it actually faces upward. So when healing the crown chakra, you can place one hand in front of the other on top of the head, or you can place the hand side by side, wherever you feel comfortable. And again, we're going to use the commands of opening, balance, heal, unblock, align, and then removing or releasing and healing the ailments of the crown chakra. Okay. So basically the crown chakra, again, when you feel lost, right? When you just feel lost, your crown chakra needs to be healed, needs to be healed. If you feel like you're all over the place, your crown chakra needs to be healed, okay? And because the crown chakra deals with the brain, when you have nerve pain, when healing the crown chakra, it heals the brain and it usually heals the nerve pain throughout the body. So one of the things I felt with the hands on the crown chakra is that because it faces up and your hands is on top, sometimes you'll feel the healing energy going all the way down your body. Anybody experience that? Anyone experience feeling the energy
Yes.
going all the way down? Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. So in typical Reiki, right, where at least Reiki courses I've seen, they usually start at the crown chakra and they heal all the way down. I personally don't like it that way, and the way the divine has shown me was always start from the bottom up. And when you do that crown chakra last, it's like that energy, that healing energy, it like grounds you. So it goes all the way through to your root chakra, and it's like you're grounding yourself again and clearing and cleansing any parts of the chakras that may have gotten missed, maybe some residual energies you may have missed before going to the next chakra, right? So when you do that crown chakra, I like to spend the most time there, not only to heal the crown chakra, but to actually clear and cleanse the rest of the chakras one more time, you know, just allow that healing energy to go through them. Anybody else experience anything in this healing? Like, did you feel like any other parts of the body, any nerves of the body that started to, you know, activate or start to, you know, move or whatever, shift? And what about head as well? Like if anybody had a headache, did it go away? So go ahead, I'm listening. Okay, go ahead and share.
Right now, I'm getting some weird aches in my left leg.
In your left leg?
Mm.
Okay, so that could be that there is some nerve issues going on in the left leg. But when we did the root chakra, right? The root chakra doesn't necessarily focus on nerves, even though those nerves that you're feeling are part of the legs, right? But because we're focusing on the crown, those neurological issues, that's why you're feeling it now. So this is probably an issue that you already have, but it may not be coming from the spine, right? If it was coming from the spine, you probably feel it more when doing the root chakra or the sacral chakra. So if you're feeling the pain now, that means that this particular issue in the left leg is coming from the brain itself. So when you start doing your self-healing, focus up here more so that you can heal that nerve issue that's going on in the left leg. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else like to share? Okay, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and do stop sharing on this image. And what I'm gonna do next is first, is there any questions overall about doing your chakra healing and doing it on anyone else? Any questions, any comments? Do you feel more confident in healing your own chakras and demonstrating this way?
Can you do one chakra at a time if you just wanted to concentrate on just one particular one? Or you do all 7?
You can do one at a time. Sometimes it's good to take your time and go through each chakra at a time, right? So let's say you may spend 1 or 2 days on the root chakra and then another 1 or 2 days on the sacral, right? So it's okay to like take it slow and actually go through each chakra like that so that you can really feel and see what it is going on in that chakra that you need to address. So that's a good question. Thank you for asking that.
Mm-hmm. So you have clues anyway about how your life is, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're doing that particular chakra, usually that's when you'll either hear the voice in your head telling you what it is, or you might see an image in your mind showing you what it is, right? So yeah, absolutely. And then it'll be like an epiphany, like, ooh, that makes sense because this is going on in my life, right? So yeah, I get exactly what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I have a question.
Yes.
How many times should you do this? Is it a set limit of times that you should do this? Should you do it every day? Should you do it once a month? Should when should you do this? And how frequent? Was it on an as-need basis?
Yeah. So it's a little bit of both, right? So it's usually going to be as needed, which means that whatever chakra I'm using the most, I'm gonna know it because I'm gonna know I need to heal that one more often, right? If you're doing like, for example, readings and healings, if you're somebody who does that, you're gonna have to heal your solar plexus and your third eye and your crown probably more than anything because you're gonna use a lot of energy in your solar plexus, that personal power, the strength. And then your third eye and crown chakra is going to be used to connect and channel spirit, right? So you're going to have to probably heal those often as well. But at least once a month, I say go through all of your chakras at least once a month, right? Even if you do them all in a day or all in 2 days, or for a few days you do all of them, but at least once a month you want to take some time out and address those chakras so that you can be back on track. You don't get too, thrown off. So you think of your chakras when you heal them, think of it like when you get your car oil exchange, right? You gotta get that oil change every 3 months. So even doing a big chakra healing every 3 months is also really good as well. But if you're actively using your spiritual gifts, you're gonna have to do them more often than normal. So if you're sitting down and something tells you to use you need to put your hands over your chest, then your spirit is saying, hey, let's do some healing to the heart chakra. And you just go with it. Now, I will also say this, the best time I find healing chakras, especially if you're just doing 1 or 2, is right before bed because you're relaxed, you detach from the day, and now you can kind of focus on yourself before you actually fall asleep. I find it to be good to do them then or when you wake up. When you first wake up before you do anything else, you may want to, heal one of your chakras, one or two chakras that needs addressing. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. And that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So, is there any more questions or comments before we go to the last part of this session? Okay, so if not, I'm going to pull from the chakra deck. The intentions in pulling from this deck is going to be, what do we as a collective need to focus on at this moment? It may or may not resonate with you personally, but I'm just going to pull for the collective and see what the divine says we should be working on at this time. Right, so 3 cards came out for us, right? First card is impasse. And this card deals with going within self, going within yourself, saying like allowing yourself to, well, let's talk about what we talked about in the beginning. We talked about the soul, right? Talking to your soul. This is what this card basically is saying. It's saying go within, talk to your spirit, talk to your soul, and allow you to actually know who you are from the inside out. And the color associated with this one is orange. This is the sacral chakra card, sacral chakra. Now remember, the sacral chakra is where the life force energy is stored. So it makes sense to go to the sacral chakra to address your own spiritual or your own soul. Okay, the second card is also a sacral chakra card, and it's the completion card. And when you look at this card and you see the gravesite, and then you see the loved ones that are there behind her, this can be saying that it's time to let go of any trauma that you've been holding on to. Like it's time to let it go so that you can bring in new. So when you look at the card, you see the grave, but if you look in the background, right? If you look in the background, you see the sun shining. So it's saying as we let this go, we can then bring light to us so we can, have a lighter spirit, a lighter heart, and we can move forward. Okay, the last card is a heart chakra card, and the card is gossip. Now, this card, when I looked at it, what I heard was to be careful on how you speak to yourself, right? How you speak to yourself. So even though the image of the card looks like, it's 2 people and they're running their mouth or whatever, but the energy I'm getting is this is about us, right? How you speak to yourself. If you speak positive to yourself, you get positive. You speak negative, you get negative. So just be careful of the words that you use when speaking to oneself. Ashe? So before we end the session, I am going to send Reiki healing, divine Reiki healing light to all those who need it, for it to go wherever it's needed for your highest good. At this time, I ask you to just take a deep breath and then blow it out and let you all be filled with divine Reiki healing light for your highest good. Ashe. Okay, and that will conclude today's class. I'm going to stop the recording at this time. Once I get the email from Zoom, I'll send the recording out to those who would like to replay this class. Ashe.